All right, creator mom is talking about the Mendez Brothers. She had never heard of them, and I'm like, wow. But you hear about different things when you're different ages, you know. She had never heard of them, but she's watching it. And these young men at ages 18 and 21 killed their parents. And what I recall from when I was looking into their thing, their story and all, was that I think I'm going the wrong way. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oopsie. I don't ever come this way. Lenny's sending me on these errands, and he's going, do this, do that, do that. Okay, I'm zigzagging in a different way. Okay, I'm good now. When I watched that stuff years ago, I felt like they should have never been sent to prison, and that they clearly were telling the truth about what happened to them. People are like, well, there's other ways to deal with it. Is there? You shouldn't kill them, is there? I'm not saying that, hey, kids, if this is happening to you, the only way out is to kill them. I'm just saying particular situations are such that if the parents have any amount of money or any amount of power, anywhere, anyhow, or know anybody, you can forget it. You can forget getting away from your abusive parents. That's not happening, okay? My parents told me directly to my face, there's nothing anyone can do. You belong to us legally. I knew right then, there's no way I can get away from these people. So I lived my childhood through until I got the fuck up out of there. And I didn't, what are you going to do, If I was to tell a teacher or a school counselor or something like that what was happening to me at home, I probably would not be alive today to talk to you. And it's not that the abuse that I was getting at the time was that severe as, I'm just saying, if I had revealed the moderate sexual abuse that I was receiving, that it would have become severe. That's what I'm saying. Like he said, I will kill you if you tell anyone. I believed every word out of his mouth, and he was telling me the absolute truth. My own brother told me, I will kill you. He had beaten me up so many times. It was like he could have punched me in the face once and killed me. He was very big. So I knew he would do it. So I never told. Eric and Lyle, same thing, only way worse. Like miles worse than what I experienced. When I was just watching what Sheena said, and she said somehow that the mom had been in therapy. They had been in marriage counseling as well. And she told a therapist that she hated her children. They were coming between her and her husband and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, it's not the same thing as saying to your girlfriend when you're having a couple beers, man, I hate these kids, oh my God. I mean, quietly, off to where nobody ever, and we're not saying that. We're saying she told a therapist she hated her children. She didn't say, I really hate my kids when they do this, or I really hate this or that. I mean, she just hated those motherfuckers, right? And I'm going, I bet she did. Anyway, the parents were psychopaths. So Sheena gets to the end of she's her little part too, like she's watching this series, but she said, Lyle, on a phone call to some groupie, who may have been a journalist, I guess, maybe, was recording the conversation, and he said, yeah, it was really good in court today, I put on a good show. And Sheena was saying, how do we know if he was a psychopath who killed his parents, or if all this stuff happened? Well, there was a little piece of evidence that he told a cousin years prior to this murder that they were raping him, or his dad was, or whatever. So, and I have to say about all that, it sounds like Kyle got the psychopath gene from his mom and dad, and that Eric did not. And it doesn't mean that all those abuse didn't happen. It probably did. In fact, I'm sure that it did. I believe it 100%. Oh, you're just gullible, Karen. They're just monsters. They were just assholes, and their parents were perfectly wonderful people. I doubt it, okay? I seriously doubt that. So, I'm biased? Yes. I'm biased because stuff happened to me. And people that have had wonderful upbringings and had no close friends or cousins that any of these things happened to, you're biased into believing that these things don't happen. It's so rare. No, it isn't. It's not. Because when I started talking about my abuse When I lived in an apartment complex, there was 6 apartments in the stairwell where I lived. I went and knocked on every door. I knew everybody. And I was like, I just wanted to ask you, were you ever, I'm coming through, I'm trying to heal from this. I mean, I knew people well enough to ask them. Have you ever been sexually abused or touched inappropriately growing up? Every single apartment had one person that said yes. Peace out, YouTube. It's more prevalent than you think. In fact, I think more people are molested or touched inappropriately. I mean, it's just down from the mildest thing, rude remarks, down to all and out rape. I mean, anywhere in between on that line. Most people have experienced this as children. Sometimes they didn't even know that they were getting looked at or lewd things were said to them. Maybe they're so innocent they didn't realize it. But I think we've all experienced it, or if not most of us. They'll say, I think it was like, I don't know what the stats are anymore. It was like 3 out of 4 girls and 1 out of 4 boys. I think it's a lot more than that. And I think it's way more boys than we think. Because I think people are thinking boys aren't going to tell. Well, little kids don't tell. We don't tell. Why didn't they tell? Why didn't they tell? When people say, why didn't they tell? Those are the ones you know had wonderful upbringings. Just they're clueless. They're just like, Mom would never do that. Dad would never do that. Lucky for you. But stay out of these arenas where you're accusing people that have been through it of lying. All right. Peace out, YouTube.